I need Alyssa Slimmer from our Class 1, 18-year-olds. I need Sydney Oler from our Class 2, 17-year-olds. I need Garrett Campbell from our Class 3, 16-year-olds. And I need from our Class 4, 15-year-olds, Avery Pollock.
That's a nice round of applause, please, for the two we've got left out here. And if you're standing around ringside and didn't have these two at the top of this class, then either A, you have a relation or a son or daughter, grandson, whatever, in the holding pens, or a friend, because I thought these two came in the ring from the get-go ready. Their hogs are the best presented in terms of skin and hair, and they do an awesome job. And both have that look when they come in the ring like, you're going to have to beat me. I'm not going to beat myself. And both have done a really good job. One's probably had to work a little bit harder at it, and as we get later into the show, and as maybe get a little frustrated because I think this person wants to win so bad. And sometimes when it comes down to being a good showman, you have to be able to look like you didn't work very hard at it, and being able to maintain composure when things maybe don't go right. And sometimes, again, like I talked earlier, you have to rise to the top, you have to be very skilled, but you also have to have an animal that wants to be there with you in the end and will cooperate with you to be there in the end. That being said, the simple answer for me tonight is the young lady's going to be first and the young man's going to be second. But you can take either one of them and they could show for me any day of the week, any show of the weekend. Very good job. Congratulations to both them. As we get into our place in the rest, This young man did a really good job. He probably placed third because the young lady, when I got in behind you, you crossed in between me and the animal. You kind of went around to the front like I wanted you to do and I've always asked you to do. But again, I thought from 4 on down, we just need to have a little more experience. And I think a lot of it comes down to, in the end, the ones that end up doing well have really want it and they practice it and they have maybe a little more experience than some that don't get towards the top. But again, I love the fight and the aggressiveness that we had in the top end of this class. I think it's going to be a really good senior division. Let's give all those kids 1 through 8 a nice round of applause for their head back.
Okay, placing first in our class 5 14-year-olds was Madison Stolberg. Second was Blake McGee. Third was Joshua Weibel. Fourth was Faith Sparzello. Fifth was Kobe Burrier. Sixth was Chloe Mathias. 7 was Nathan Andrews. And 8th was Marcus Kroon. Reading down your program, it'd be 7, 5, scratch, scratch, 8, 6, 2, 4, 1, 3. Now what we will have in our ring is our first place winners from the previous 18, 17, 16, 15, and 14-year-olds. We do choose a champion and reserve. So while we make sure we give this group of kids their due, I want to make sure we recognize from the 18-year-old class, we have Alyssa Slimmer. Let's give her a round of applause. From the 17-year-old class, we have Sydney Oler. Let's give her a round of applause. Our 16-year-old class, we have Garrett Campbell. Our 15-year-old class, we have Avery Pollock. And then for our 14-year-old class, we have Madison Stolberg. It takes a lot of work and effort to get to this point, so let's celebrate that they're in this competition for senior champion. And we will pick a reserve champion. Okay, I need on the wash rack the second place from, so we can pick the reserves. I need the second place winners. Class 18-year-old, I need Gracie Stevens at the wash rack. Class 17-year-olds, I need Caitlin Bentz at the wash rack. Class 3, 16-year-olds, I need Austin Lee at the wash rack. And then class 15-year-olds, I need Raleigh Rook at the wash rack, or if she's in the upper barn, make sure we can see you. And then I need Blake McGee in the wash rack for the 14-year-olds. Depending on who the judge selects, we'll move then that second place animal into the drive for the champion. So with that being said, we need to make sure that we have the gates. You guys are out of the way so that the kids can make it into the arena.
Well, it's one thing that it's nice to see when you come to a county fair is is when you get the quality of showman gets better in terms of depth, and I thought we had that as we got younger. I think we got some exceptional 17, 18-year-old showmen, but I thought maybe didn't have as much competition within those classes as maybe some of our 14, 15, 16s did have. I thought a couple of those placings towards the top end was really tight, and it just kind of came down to, you know, a little thing that one maybe did, or maybe a hug that gave out a little bit. So again, we get all these back out here, and again, there's one that's just probably hit me the hardest. I thought was probably going to be one of the ones to beat because of the pace of this hog is always the right speed, and just in terms of her ability to put that hog where she wants it, has a game plan you can see going in, and again does it very effortlessly. The young lady with the white gill is going to be your champion. Let's give her a nice round of applause. Congratulations.
Your champion senior showman is Avery Pollock. Now we will pull in the second place from that particular class, which will be Riley Rowe. And we'll choose a junior, a reserve senior showman. Congratulations. Okay, with that being said, I need to make sure that I have our 13-year-old class making their way to the holding pins. 13-year-old class, so everybody, we need you out of the way. If you do not have an animal in the class, we need you out of the way so our contestants can get there. So I need Isla Halt, Gage Axline, Matthew Dunn, Jordan Inskeep, Matthew R. Lewis, Colton Nussbaum, Landon Oler, Bentley Pear, Amelie Pittenger, Mila Pollock, Savannah Fitzpatrick, and Luke Carzello. Please make sure you are out of the alleyway so that the animals and their contestants can enter the alleyway. We're going to have a full house here. We've got 12 entries in this class coming up.
Okay, again, I thought the young lady that won, I thought she did so, maybe not easy, but I thought she surfaced for me. I think it's really close for second. I think we've even got some seconds that could easily be out here tonight. But again, what we've got left to work with, I think all are deserving to be out here and compete for that reserve senior division showman. I went around and asked them all, these four especially right here that are probably tough or into the hunt, ear notch of their animal. And that's the name. For me, that's the name of a pig. When you come, I mean, ear notch. I mean, a lot of kids name their pigs, but that's fine. But you should know what those notches in each pig's ear represents and be able to know the ear notch of your animal. One person nailed it, and she's going to be your reserve champion in the senior division, the young lady right here in front of me. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our reserve champion senior showman, Alyssa Slimmer. Okay, I've been nice up till now. I'm going to say it once, and this is going to be the last time. The only people allowed behind the gates is one person per contestant. We can't get people in and out because people are blocking the gates, etc. We've tried to say it nicely. We're done being nice about it. You need to make sure you allow people to get in and out of the show ring. Thank you. Now we have in our show ring our 13-year-olds. We have Isla Hawk, Gage Axlon, Matthew Dunn, Chloe Glasses is Scratch, Landon Greenwood got moved to another class. He's a first-year 4-H'er. We have Jordan Enskeep, Matthew R. Lewis, Colton Nussbaum, Landon Ola, Bentley Pear, Amelie Pittenger, Mila Pollock, Luke Scarzello, and Savannah Fitzpatrick. So we have 12 in this class of 13-year-olds. Okay, we need Matthew R. Lewis to the holding pens, or if you're there, if you can raise your hand. Matthew R. Lewis. Matthew R. Lewis. Okay. Attention in the barns, we need the Class 8 12-year-olds to the holding pens. I need Peyton Campbell, Leah Gordon, Desmond Brogan, Miles Kuhn, Julia Morrow, Dalton Matthias, Dalen Ogg, Jonas Ruby, Abigail Schreiner. I need Class 8 12-year-olds to the holding pens.
give a nice round of applause for our next age group here. These top three are really good. I mean, again, it's neat that we continue to get deeper and better, and then we've got some really good showmen in here in 4, 5, and 6, and then we don't have quite the experience down the line, but these three here are really good. I asked them all one question. I didn't get the answer I wanted from any of them. But I asked them all, I said, who's the person to beat in this class? And I wanted one of them to say I am. And they all gave, I think they all three gave the same answer. Well, two of them gave the same answer. And it's, to me, is the one that I thought was the one to beat. I was just hoping that person said I am. But they were gracious enough to name someone else, and I think those are the two that I think it comes right down to. We'll start out in third, and that's the young man with the belted gill. He'll be third in this particular. Does a really good job. Eye contact is really good, almost to a point where it's almost too good, to where he's fixated on me so much that hog will kind of drift a little farther away, and then he doesn't rally that hog and get that hog back until he almost gets to the outside of the ring. And so I think the two that we've got left out here probably maintain really good eye contact, but still was aware of, hey, that hog's getting to the outside. I need to redirect and go from there. So again, it comes down to these two. I thought one was just more of a natural and just looks really comfortable out in the ring. Again, I got the same answer. The one young man that's going to win this class was named as the one to beat. If he would have said me, he'd have won this thing in a heartbeat. You'll be your champion. The young lady with the white bear does a really good job. She'll be second. Let's give all these a nice round of applause.
Congratulations to the winner of the 13-year-old class, Colton Nussbaum. Second was Isla Ahalt. Third was Bentley Tare. Fourth was Mila Pollock. Fifth was Amelie Pittenger. Sixth was Landon Oler. Seventh was Luke Scarzello. Eighth was Savannah Fitzpatrick. Ninth was Matthew Dunn. 10th was Jordan Inskeep. 11th was Gage Axline. So reading down the program. 2, 11, 9, scratch, scratch, 10, scratch, 1, 6, 3, 5, 4, and then on the back page, we had 7, 8. Now we will be moving into our 12-year-olds. We should have 9 entries. We should have Peyton Campbell, Leah Gordon, Desmond Brogan, Miles Kuhn, Julia Morrow, Dalton Matthias, Dalen Ogg, Jonas Ruby, Abigail Schreiner. Okay, I stand corrected. The placings were a little off, so in that last class it should be 10, 11, 2, 11, 10, scratch, scratch, 9, 1, 6, 3, 5, 4, 7, 8. Okay, I need to the holding pins, our class 9, 11-year-olds. I need JC Inskeep, Jana Inskeep, Kenley Nussbaum, Cadence Offit, Peyton Reinhardt, Ty Stevens, Rebecca Sweeney, Cheyenne Fitzpatrick, and Jaden Breyer Krantz. Please make your way to the holding pens.
Okay, another really good class, especially in the top end here. We ran into some problems with maybe just they become major mistakes when you get into the competition level that we had. This young man here is going to be third. Maybe didn't quite maintain the focus quite as well as what our young ladies did. But I thought these two young ladies probably did the best job of staying where I needed to be, staying out of trouble, and then just having I think one just has a little more experience. I think one looks a little more natural driving a pig. And that's the thing about showing hogs versus showing cattle, sheep, goats, horses, dairy. You don't have a halter, or you don't physically have your hands on that animal. So I think, and then I may be biased, but I think showing hogs are probably more difficult for you to pick up, and just because you don't have that physical touch. But I'm not discrediting any of the. I think if you're going to be successful in any species, it takes time. But hogs are one thing where you have to spend a lot of time to where that animal is comfortable with you and you're comfortable with him. and they just kind of flow together. And that's really neat to see when you've got a team that just looks really good and comfortable out in the center of the ring. That's going to be the young lady right here in the center of the ring. She'll be your first match. Congratulations. She meant business from the time she hit the ring, and again, I love to see that intensity that she has. The young lady that far in, maybe her posture is just a little more uncomfortable to me, but she does the basics and maybe isn't quite as natural. But I think her in time can be one to push forward in this age group as we go down the line. Then we get into, like I said, the young man was third. We get into another young lady I think that I thought initially was going to be a little bit closer to 1 than 5, but maybe she got a little more handsy with that hand in terms of relying on that your offhand to kind of lay on top of it a little bit. But again, I really like the top end in this particular class, and I like the enthusiasm we had all the way down through. We just didn't have animals that cooperate quite as well as what those kids would have liked. Again, a nice round of applause as they head back to the pit.
Placing first in that class was Peyton Campbell. Second was Leah Gordon. Third was Jonas Ruby. Fourth was Julia Morrow. Fifth was Dalton Matthias. Sixth was Desmond Krogan. Seventh was Miles Kuhn. Eighth was Abigail Schreiner. Ninth was Jalen Ogg. Reading down your class, scratch. 1, 2, 6, 7, 4, 5, 9, 3, 8. Next we have entering the ring, our class 9 will be our 11-year-olds. We should have 9 in this class. We have 2 added entries, Cheyenne Fitzpatrick and Jaden Breyerkrantz, along with J.C. Inskeep, Jana Inskeep, Kenley Nussbaum, Peyton Soffit, Peyton Reinhardt, Ty Stevens, Rebecca Sweeney. Immediately after this class, we will be choosing our intermediate champion. So we'll need, coming up to the holding pins, I will need both first and seconds. I will need Colton Nussbaum. I will need Isla Aholt from our 13-year-old class. I will need from our 12-year-old class, Peyton Campbell and Leah Gordon. And then we'll have the winner in the second place of this 11-year-old class. Okay, we need to make sure we have in our holding pens our winners from our class 13-year-olds, Colton Nussbaum, Isla Aholt, and then I need Peyton Campbell and Leah Gordon from our 12-year-old class. Please make your way to the holding pens. Okay, I should have in my holding pens 4 people. I should have Colton Nussbaum and Isla Ahall. I should have Peyton Campbell and Leah Gordon. I should have 4 people only in the holding pens right now.
I think it's next class.
Put your hands together for these 2 young ladies. If you haven't been able to sense a pattern yet, then you don't know what I'm looking for, because these 2 are right in line with what we've wanted and preached about and talked about all night. They come into the ring with an intensity about them. They've got control of that animal. They're working the center part of the ring and just do a lot of the basics. I gave them one little test there towards the end, and one probably got after it a little bit quicker and completed that task, and that's the person that's going to win this particular class, the young lady right in front of me. Once anybody touches your hog, and you don't have to brush my hand off, but you need to. If I come up and handle your hog, I would hope that you'd grab your brush and brush it back down, because you have that animal like you want it. And if I'm messing up that animal's hair or whatever, then you need to, even if I don't, just show me that, hey, don't touch my hog. This is how I wanted that hair brushed in line. Again, they both got to the brush. One got there a little quicker than the other. And again, I just think this lady just, again, they're both knocked dead top end. And if they haven't been 1-2 before in prior years, they will be chasing that. And all these that are still here, you got your work cut out. But it's not unachievable. The young lady that come out here has a lot of the things that these two young ladies here have. She got a little frustrated early because that hog come in the ring and just took off. But she maintained composure and got that thing and just didn't let it frustrate her, got it under control. Probably got a little nervous when I got right up on top of you. I wanted to see what side of the pig you did, and you probably were a little uncomfortable when I got right there close. Young man's coming out next is probably one that maybe drifted a little bit on me and wasn't right there at times. And then when I got right up on top of him, I didn't think he navigated that hog quite as well as what our top young three in this particular class. Solid all the way down. Solid, really good here. Jim, I think it comes with experience, and I think that one gets better. I think all these people down here all have potential. It doesn't cost you a lot of money to be good at showmanship. It does cost you a lot of time and effort. And again, hopefully these kids will go back and work hard at it and be willing and wanting to place a little bit higher. Again, one more time as they head out.
Okay, congratulations to our winner in that class, Kenley Nussbaum. Placing second was Peyton Reinhardt. Third was Cheyenne Fitzpatrick. Fourth was Ty Stevens. Fifth was Cadence Offit. Sixth was Jana Inskeep. Seventh was JC Inskeep. Eighth was Rebecca Sweeney. And ninth was Jaden Byers-Krantz. Now we will be choosing our intermediate champion showman. Listen up, though, for my next class that we're going to call to the holding pens after the selection of this champion. Because we have a class that has 15 in it, we will be making a break in this class. So in the 10-year-old class, I need the following to come to the holding pens once we get these released to the arena. I need Brad Axlon, Adeline Eves, Blake Gordon, Violet Grossnickel, Jacob Holler, Casey Jordan, Luke Lewis, and Jamison Marl. We're going to break the class there. Morgan McGee, you will start the next class, so don't come up to the holding pens yet. Now to introduce the people that are in the ring, because I like to give these kids their due. They have worked hard and have made it to this part of the competition. So from our class 7 fitting and showing 13-year-olds, we have Colton Nussbaum in the ring. Then we have from our class 8, 12-year-olds, we have Peyton Campbell. And then from our class 9, 11-year-olds, we have Kenley Nussbaum. Let's give them all a round of applause. Okay, so listen up in the barns. I need that first set of 10-year-olds to the holding pens. I need Rhett Axlon, Adeline Eves, Blake Gordon, Violet Grossnickel, Jacob Holler, Casey Jordan, Luke Lewis, and Jamison Marl. Please make your way to the holding pens. judge choosing our intermediate champion. Okay, so the judge will be choosing a champion and reserve intermediate champion. Our judge is Todd Prager. He's from Ohio. He graduated from Ohio State University. He owns and operates Prager Family Farm, raising and selling show pigs and breeding stock from a 700 sow operation. He also grain farms with his father and son. Let's welcome him to Frederick. Thank you. And while our judge is making this difficult decision, I want to make sure we recognize our show sponsors. Without them, we would not have the opportunity for the kids and the awards and prizes. So our show sponsors are Tall Oaks Farm, the Weibel family, Chestnut Hill Farm and Market, David Kovlin's Trucking, Farmers Transportation Services, South Mountain Collision Center, Magnolia Meadow Farm, Dennis Trucking, Jack Den Farm, Ruff Snyder Farm Supply, the Messiah's family, Randall Alexander Well Drilling, Alexander's Plumbing Inc., DPT Show Cattle and Pigs, Montgomery Irrigation, and Gourmet Transport. Let's give our show sponsors a round of applause. And if you happen to see somebody from those particular sponsors out and about, especially our exhibitors, make sure you go up and thank them, because without them we wouldn't have the opportunities for our youth that we have.
Well, this is really fun. And again, every judge that judges showmanship has a preference or just something that they like. And because I think when you get to this level, you might as well take a coin out of your pocket and flip it and say, okay, because I think you could justify a couple things here, and because I think it's that close on the top pair. I think there's another young lady that I think is really close, but yet probably in where she positions herself to the other two is maybe a little unorthodox in terms of where we talked earlier, and maybe it was the seniors, in terms of where I prefer you to be at and where you should be at on that hog in relationship to where you are, and to drive that hog you should be on the back 1/3 of that, and this young lady that's right here in front of me probably inches herself more towards the front third a lot of times, and I think that's just getting real nitpicky on her. So again, it's here for me, but young lady, you could show for me anytime, and you're going to win a lot going forward. She's that skilled and she's that good. So again, I know if you're a boy showing and showmanship, you have a disadvantage going in. If you, and I'm not trying to sound sexist or whatever, but if you go to any county fair in this state, Pennsylvania, Ohio, more times than not, the girls will be your showmanship winners. Why is that? Most times, the really good ones are able to maintain their composure a little bit and be more relaxed and not let little things get in the way. I think that's what we saw early in the senior. I don't know. There might have been one boy, two boys in that senior division, and we've just got one here. But I think he's done an extremely good job tonight. For me, don't take this wrong, but he's your best one. I thought he did a great job. Congratulations, young man. Again, I said I could have won it either way. I think they're both very skilled, but there's a lot of times when it's not that close, and it seems like the coin toss always goes to the girl, and I'm going to give the coin toss to the young man in this particular case.
We need in the ring Isla Ahalt. She was the second place winner in that class. But we'd like to wish Colton Nussbaum a big congratulations on the win as intermediate starter. If Luke Lewis is showing, you need to come down to the ring now. We need you here.
Young lady here with the white bear has got a lot of good days ahead of her. It's not too hard to see that she's got a lot of skill, and again, she keeps working with those animals, but she's maybe doesn't have, in my opinion, maybe quite as much experience as what these other two young ladies do. So, but again, it's awesome that she's still out here driving for your reserve in this intermediate division. Again, it comes down to the two that were driving the longest and have been driving the longest. One's just, I think it's hard for me not to give her a piece of that thing. She needs to be your reserve team. Congratulations.
So winning reserve champion, intermediate showman, was Kenley Nussbaum. We had the brother-sister duel. But I want to give a shout out to the competitors in there. It was very, very competitive, and we can definitely tell they work with their animals. To move in to our junior division competition. We've got class 11 10-year-olds. I need Rhett Exlon, Adeline Eves, Blake Gordon. We have a scratch or move to another class is Carson Greenwood. Then we have Violet Grossnickel, Jacob Holler, Casey Jordan. We have a scratch for Luke Lewis. Then we have Jamison Morrow in this class. Okay, so what we're going to do, because this is one of those classes we had to break, we're going to have where people will have to come back that win this class to compete against the winners of the next class. Okay, so listen up, what we're gonna do, because we had to break this class because of the number of entries, he will place this class completely. We have 7 entries in this class. Then what he will do is we will bring back the top 5 in that class. So then we'll bring back those top 5. Basically, he's going to place essentially 6 and 7 for us. The top 5, he's going to pull, and then that way they'll come back. Then we have another set that needs to show, and we have 7 in that set. So the same thing. He wants to be able to have those come back, and it'll be the top 5. So we'll have another class after that second break gets chosen so that we can pick an overall 11 or a 10-year-old winner. just seeing this, I want to make sure you guys appreciate the work that these people are doing that are working the boards out here. It's an extremely, extremely hard job. And when they get home tonight, their knees are going to be bruised and sore. So you guys need to give them a big round of applause and appreciation for Mr. Glass. Mr. Wetzel and Mr. Weibel. It's hard work. It's not easy, and they're doing this so that you guys have the opportunity to show your animal to the best of its ability. And we want to thank some other people that are helping make the show run effortlessly. All our superintendents, along with Rena Farmer here helping. Mrs. Glass at the other end. So make sure you go up and tell people thank you. So while we're looking at this class, I want to make sure people give a round of applause to all these exhibitors out here. This is a huge class. We have 14 exhibitors in this age division.
All right, this is going to maybe sound or seem confusing to some of you, and I don't know how those classes broke. I mean, it seems like everybody on this side of our top end in this particular class, it's more stacked, I would say. But I think we've got really good kids all the way through. These top five and those top five, we're going to have a meeting in the middle of the ring and kind of determine the superiority in this class. Young man with the red gilt just probably didn't get that hog out in the center of the ring quite as much to make the top five in this particular class. Young man with the Chester gilt. Chesters like to fight. I mean, I don't care if you put a Chester, a red one, a Hampshire, a Yorkshire, those will be the first ones to fight. I raise them, I know how it is. They like to fight. The Yorkshires are next and that. And so it's really tough to get one. And when it starts wanting to pick a fight, you're not going to get much better. It's just an attitude. And then the young people in the center probably just didn't have quite the eye contact, and maybe got caught on the corners a little bit for me to get the top 5 in this particular class. But let's excuse these 4 with a nice round of applause as we could.
Okay, exhibitors, attention in the barns. We need the 9-year-olds to the holding pens. I need Harry Hewitt, Kylie Little, Paisley Murphy, Emmeline Piles, Dylan Ridinger, Briggs Walton, and Wyatt Warren Phelps. Please come to the holding pens. My standard announcement. If you do not have A contestant that's in the holding pen, you need to be away out of the alleyway. We can't get our contestants in the alleyway with their pigs. Try to be nice about it yet again. You guys need to get out of the alleyway. One person behind the kid with their animal in the pen.
Okay, let's put your hands together for our top three in this particular class. Again, what are we, 9 or 10s? What are we in? This is what, 9-year-olds? 10s? Okay. So I'm going to venture to guess that a couple of them out here have shown for more than 2 years. They've either been at jackpots or they've been in the ring more than 2 years. Now I've got one, I'll bet you hasn't been in there as much as the other two, but because I don't see quite as much seasoning with her, but I think she does a lot of things right, and I think she's only going to get better as time rolls on. Again, I thought we had an easy class winner. I thought she, from the intensity, the positioning, the ability to drive, the skin and hair, everything's on point. Young lady with the belted gill is your class winner. Let's give her a nice round of applause. Congratulations. Then I think it becomes a little closer, only because there's another young lady that has kind of the same demeanor about her, but probably made some what I call rookie mistakes, or mistakes that I didn't expect her to make, in terms of when I got right up on top of her, maybe crossing in between me and her. And then one's just been solid all the way through. And she's the one that's risen up to be second in this particular class. The young lady with the bare right thumb is going to be second. Congratulations. The young lady with the calico's got a really nice skill. Again, probably got caught between me and the animal a couple times. But again, she has the look and the ability to drive with the best of them. But a very good class top end here. The young man, again, maybe got caught in between me and the animal one time, but has an animal that's very well presented, skin and hair is on point. Maybe doesn't have quite the intensity that a couple of the young ladies on the top end of this class, but he's a very good showman, and he will get a class winner before his time is up if he keeps working at it. We get out through here, and we probably don't have quite the seasoning, quite the experience that we got on the top end, but again, surely deserve a nice round of applause for making the top in this particular age group. Thank you.
Okay, so what we've got coming up now, we have our class of 10-year-olds, and winning that class was Morgan McGee. Second was Autumn Sweeney. Third was Charlotte Pollock. Fourth was Ethan Mills. Fifth was Blake Warden. Sixth was Violet Grossnickel. Seventh was Casey Jordan. Eighth was Brady Uzarowski. Ninth was Jameson Morrow. And then all the remaining contestants got 10th place. So we have our 10-year-old class that is complete. We are getting ready to start our 9-year-old class. I have Harry Hewitt, Kylie Little, Paisley Murphy, Emmeline Piles, Dylan Rittinger, Briggs Walton, and Wyatt Warrenfeld. Now, after the selection of the first and second place of this class 9, we will have our junior champion chosen. So what we need to make sure we have available is Morgan McGee, you need to be in a holding pen, and also Autumn Sweeney, you need to be in a holding pen. So at the conclusion of this class, we will be choosing our junior champion showman. So we need to make sure we have Morgan McGee and Autumn Sweeney in the holding pens, please. Immediately following that, and actually you guys can come on up because we have enough room in the holding pens, we will start into our first year showmanship classes. So I need my first year seniors. I need Trenton Strong and Molly Sill to the holding pens. Trenton Strong and Molly Sill. What these are first year individuals who've not shown pigs before, and they are in the senior age category. So I need Trenton Strong and Molly Sill to the holding pens, please.
Okay, another nice class, and again, for some reason the girls seem to surface to the top, and I'm not, I really don't, I tried to make an excuse for, because I think the boys sometimes are easily to get, you know, a squirrel runs by, he's like a dog or a cat that, you know, the focus, and because I've got a boy and I got two girls, and again, them growing up, it just seems like boys have a harder time in terms of paying attention for an extended period of time, and the girls are just locked in tonight for some reason. Maybe it's just this particular county, but I think I've seen that pretty much all over. I think we've got a logical winner. Before I make that logical winner, I know when you get kids this age and want to show pigs and try to teach them, number one, how do you get better? Number one, you have to want to be a good showman. You have to enjoy it, you have to have a passion. You can't show because your mom and dad want you to. You gotta want to be able, you must like animals, you must like hogs, and you must want to have a little bit of a competitive nature about you. And then you need to find a older person. I don't care if it's, we've got kids that we've used for class winners and champions tonight. They're 12, 13, 14, 15. Emulate them, watch them, and pick up in terms of how they do it, how they go about it. And because I think there's some things that we get taught. I mean, the biggest thing to me is we've got two different contrasting styles that we've got with these two young ladies. The lady with the barrel on the far end of the ring chooses to carry a brush in her offhand, which some judges think that needs to be in your pocket, and I have no, I really don't care. And there's some people that want to show like this, and I think that looks very unnatural to me. So, but sometimes kids, especially young age, get nervous with that offhand. They're either touching their animal, and they're just not comfortable. I've seen more kids now as you go to big shows, and they kind of want to rest it here on their hip instead of back behind her. Again, however you're comfortable, I just think as I watch these two here, one looks more comfortable in the ring in terms of where her offhand is. Again, if you want to discredit her because she's carrying a brush, again, that's not a very big girl, and them pockets aren't very big. So to get that brush in that jeans might be a little bit of a task. But I've seen older kids drive hogs today with their brush in their hand. Again, I'm not going to discredit you. If you can drive a hog, you can drive a hog. But I just think some kids look more natural doing it. And the young lady in the far end hit the ring and looked more natural all the way through. She's going to be your champion. This young lady here, I don't think has probably shown as many hogs. But I think she has the basics down. She just needs to look a little more comfortable. But I think she's only going to get better. Young lady then third. If you want to come on out, I think she's our next best. She was third. She's a lot like our girl that was second in this particular class. She maybe doesn't have quite the experience. And guys, I'm talking to you. Let's step it up. All right? You got skunked tonight. All we got to do is, it doesn't matter how much you have the money to spend. If you can buy a pig, a feeder pig, you can still make that pig be very competitive in a showmanship division, but you got to want to. Again, let's give these kids a nice round of applause as they head back.
Congratulations to the winner of the Class 12 9-year-olds. Winning first was Emmeline Piles. Second was Kylie Little. Third was Paisley Murphy. Fourth, Dylan Rittinger. Fifth, Wyatt Warnfeld. Sixth, Briggs Walton. Seventh, Harry Hewitt. Now we will be moving into our junior champion showmanship. So we'll have both the champion and reserve. And so we will have from our 10-year-olds class, we will have winner Morgan McGee competing against Emmeline Piles. Then we need to make sure that we have our second place from those respective classes in the holding pens. That would be Autumn Sweeney and also Kylie Little. So let's give both of these young ladies a round of applause for making it to the junior championship round. While this part of the competition is going on, I already have my class 14 first year senior fitting and showing Trenton Strong and Molly Sill, but I also need in the holding pens our next class. There will be 3 entries in our first year intermediate fitting and showing, and that would be Waylon Gladhill and Hunter Putman, as well as Landon Greenwood. We will be choosing, or the judge will be choosing, a junior champion and a reserve junior champion of this age division.
Okay. Bring her out and bring her out, okay? You guys were second, right? To these 2 girls? You were second, right? That's what I thought. Let's put our hands together. These 4 are really good, and you got a good future here with this this particular age. It's good when you've got kids that want to, and you've got a lot of years ahead of you. And we had kids that were, I've seen kids that have made jumps from this place to that place in 1 year. It's just having everything go your way, having a partner that wants to be with you and try to go on and win this thing. But again, I think all 4 of these girls are really good. I thought they get a little more recognition and bring them back out here. Our champions are one with the belted yoke. She's really good. Congratulations to you. Which, if you bring those back together, you were second to her, right? So it's between you 2. And I think it's close. It's between you and her, excuse me. Because you were first and you were second. Again, I think little things, and again, I could take and mold all 3 of these and they would be competitive at this county fair for years to come, or even beyond that. It's just, I think they're that skilled. But tonight, for me, this young lady here is going to be our reserve. Give her a nice round of applause. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our junior champion, Morgan McGee, and our reserve junior champion, Evelyn Piles. Give them a nice round of applause. Okay, next we have first year seniors. We have just a class of 2, and then we will have our first year intermediates, and that's a class of 3, and then we will move into our first year juniors. Those are individuals that are showing for the first time, but they're 9 and 10. So I need to make sure I have all of these classes up to the holding pens. So first I've got Trenton Strong and Molly Sill. They will be competing for the first year senior fitting and showing. Then I need class 15, first year intermediate fitting and showing, Waylon Gladhill, Hunter Putman, Landon Greenwood. And then we will move into our first year junior fitting and showing, and we have 8 entries in that particular class. So go ahead, once we get these guys out in the arena, we're gonna make sure you guys bring on up the rest of the first year junior fitting showing, that class 16, 8, 9, and 10-year-olds. first year kind of deal. What we're going to see first is we have a class of first year seniors. These are individuals aged 14 to 18 that have never shown a pig before, so they're in this particular competition. Then we will have a class of first year intermediates, which are 11 to 13-year-olds. And then we will have a class of first year juniors, which are 9 and 10-year-olds. And then after that, we will have a class of truly first years. These are 8-year-olds that are competing for the first time. And then what happens is the winner from each of those classes will then compete for overall first year fitting and showing champion. And then we'll bring all of the champions back in for overall fitting and showing champion. So we've got quite a few classes still to go. Heads up for the 8-year-olds. Listen up in the barn. We have 16 8-year-olds, which I think is just amazing. It's great. It means we have a lot of new individuals coming into the program. But because we have that many, we're going to do what we had to do for the 10-year-olds. So we will have a break in the class. So the first people that will have to come up, just to give parents a heads up, and especially because this is the first time for those 8-year-olds showing. You're going to have, in the first group of the 8-year-olds, it'll be Delaney Ogg, Knox Axelon, Destiny Briggs, Dixie Eichenrode, Landon Gorman, Carolee Grossnickel, Everett Hebner, Gabrielle Pittenger. Those will be the first 8 for the 8-year-olds. Then the remaining 8 will come up when we call you after that particular class. Well, let me turn it over to the judge, and he'll give you his decision in this first year senior fitting and showing.
First year seniors, thank you. Again, we just got 2 entries, but again, they don't look like they don't look uncomfortable. To me, they look like they're kind of a natural. I asked them both why it took them so long to decide to drive a pig, but I don't remember exactly what the young lady's excuse was, but the young man said that he's always wanted to show, and he wishes he would have done it sooner. So hats off, and again, I don't know how many years either one of you have left, but hopefully this isn't the last year and you decide to feed one and show one again next year, because I think they both have some whether they're just natural showmen, I don't know, but maybe it's just the age that they understand the basics a little bit. But again, they're both solid showmen, could have competed. They would have been closer to the top in their age groups than they would have been towards the bottom. I would promise you that. Tonight we're just going to sort of compare, and again, you can do it however you want. Young lady, to me, probably has her skin and hair presentation of that animal a notch better than what the young man's, and so she's going to win the class. The young man's going to be second. So again, both are very good showmen. I wish them to come back another year if they can.
Winning our class 14 was Molly Sill. Placing second was Trenton Strom. Now we will be moving into our first year intermediates. I should have 3 entries up here in the holding pens ready to go. I should have Waylon Gladhill, Hunter Putman, and Landon Greenwood. So I should have Waylon Gladhill. You there? Okay. Hunter Putman. Got them all 3. Good deal. I love that. All right. Now on the other side of the holding pins, I need my first year junior fitting and showing 9 and 10-year-olds. Lillian Barnes, Dodge German Scratch, Emma Harmon, David Hawkins, Aubrey Messenger, Mackenzie Putman, Travis Storm, and Carson Greenwood.
Let's give a nice round of applause. It'd be good for these three for coming out here and choosing to show pigs for the first time. Again, it's all about, again, you can stand there along ringside and watch a pig show and think it's pretty easy when you've got really skilled showmen driving those pigs. And then you find out that it's a little more difficult because once we get a little experience on the whip, we've got hogs that are maybe drifting the corners or fighting the rails. And so the young man with the red gill's probably done the best job for me tonight in this particular class in terms of finding the center of the ring. And this probably has a natural look to him when he first hit the ring that I kind of gravitated to. But again, let's give all three of those one more time a nice round of applause.
Okay, so placings for class 15, first year intermediates. First was Landon Greenwood, second was Hunter Putman, third was Waylon Gladhill. Now we are going to have our 9 and 10-year-olds first year in the ring. So in the holding pens, we should have who were the winners from the previous first year classes. And in addition, we should have right now lining up, because they're going to go in for the 8-year-old class, Delaney Allball, Knox Axlon, Destiny Briggs, Dixie Eichenrode, Landon Gorman, Carolee Grossnickel, Everett Hefner, and Gabrielle Pittenger.
All right, these are our top 3 in my mind, in my opinion tonight. I think we've got an easy winner, and that's the young lady going away from me. Just looks more seasoned. Looks like she spent more time probably behind her. Maybe she's got some experience showing her how to. And she had actually the best control of her animal up until here lately. Young man's going to be second. He had actually better control of his animal for a longer period of time than what the other young lady with the Poland has. I thought she's probably the more skilled one of those two, but I think her animal probably didn't allow her to get in that second hole because of his attitude tonight. But again, congratulations to her. And then we get into some here that just maybe didn't have quite the control. But I appreciate you doing it the first year. Let's be second year showman next year. Again, nice round of applause one more time. Thank you.
Okay, it gets a little harder for us when we don't know the younger kids, but it's a good thing. It means we have a lot of new kids in the program. So for class 16, let's give a round of applause to Aubrey Messinger. She was our first place winner. Second was Carson Greenwood. Third was Lillian Barnes. Fourth was Travis Storm. Fifth was Mackenzie Putman. And sixth was David Hawkins. And seventh was Emma Harmon. So reading down the program, it would be 3, scratch, 7, 6, 1, 5, 4, 2. Now we will be moving into our first year fitting and showing 8-year-olds. And because we had we had 16, we broke it out into 8 and 8. So our first 8 contestants are Delaney Allball, Knox Axlon, Destiny Briggs, Dixie Eichenrode, Landon Gorman, Carolee Grossnickel, Everett Hefner, and Gabrielle Pittenger. Okay, I'm going to put somebody on the spot here in the ring, but we want to make sure we recognize all the individuals who are being ambassadors for this week. So we are going to have have our FFA ambassador introduce herself. She just gave me that look, but I want to have her introduce herself, and that way you guys can give her a nice round of applause. She's been sticking it out here with us the whole time.
We've got I mean, it's a little deeper than what I thought maybe it would be first year kids. So here's what I'm going to do. If you've got an orange shirt on, and you can put your pig in those first 5 pens, those will be the 5 kids that'll get to come back and be competitive in our overall in this age group. So sometimes I say this, and it goes in this ear and right out this ear. So sometimes when I get to the microphone, they really don't pay attention to what I've said. So, and sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. So again, for those kids that were paying attention, those first 5 kids that are going to get a pen are the ones that's going to get to move on. You know, I've done this with some older kids that are like 15 and up or 14 and up, and it's amazing how you could be talking, and I wonder if their teachers have that frustration when they're teaching them in school. Are you really paying attention to me? But again, I think we got some really good ones that didn't maybe get a part of that, but again, everybody had a level playing field. These 5 are going to come back, and we'll work about them half. Young lady with the belted hog on the far end, I thought for sure you'd be in there. Keep working at it. All 3 of these, let's give them a nice round of applause as they head back.
Nathan Schreiner, Autumn Stevens, Lillian Storm, and Adeline Weibel, along with Wade Wolf and Colton Wood. Then what will happen is the judge will have a total of 10 that he will keep, and he'll go through those 10 for the selection of your 8-year-old class winner. sure we have in the holding pins and ready to go. After we do the placement for the 8-year-old class, we will then choose our overall first-year showman. So I need to have Molly Sill, Trenton Strom, because Trent was second in his age group. Then I need to have Landon Greenwood and Hunter Putman. Then I need to have Aubrey Messinger and Carson Greenwood. I think we have most of them ready to go.
All right, we've got 4 pens. I'd like to have 5 so we can make it an even split. So of any of those 4 that's left out here in the ring right now, first one to come up here and give me a 5 gets to move on. All right, good job. We've got our top 10. That's, again, I appreciate that you've got this many. I mean, there's very few fairs that I go to that have this number of first-year kids in this age group. And so it bodes well for your fair for years to come. So, again, let's give these 3 that we're going to excuse back to the ring, and then we'll work our top 10.
She wants to tell you who she is and which chapter she's from and representing. Here you go.
Hi, I'm Michaela Shockey. I'm being an FFA ambassador for the Lincoln FFA chapter.
And let's give her a round of applause. We want to thank her for being here. She's been very gracious about helping us hand out ribbons, and we appreciate her being here. Okay, attention in the barns. As soon as we get chosen the 8-year-old winner of the class, we're going to move right into the first year showmanship award. I need to have my previous winners from the senior, intermediate, and junior to be ready. out here placing the top 10. Those of you in the crowd, give all of these 8-year-olds a big round of applause. This is not an easy task to show a pig, and it's later at night, getting a little tired. But this is a big accomplishment, and these are the future of our agriculture. They're going to be our future leaders and also the ones that become advocates for agriculture in the future. So I want to make sure we show them that we appreciate all their hard work and their first time showing at the Frederick Fair, and that they're doing a great job. So let's give them a round of applause.
Really good, really good. I think these two girls here are going to be really good showmen. They're good now. I mean, again, this age group, first time, you're going to make some mistakes. Hopefully you make some mistakes that someone caught it on video and you can see it, explain to it. These two didn't make the mistake that third or fourth place when I got right up on top of you. both the third and fourth crossed in between me. The number one rule, showing pigs, always keep the animal between you and the judge. And these two girls went around to the front of them and knew what to do. I think we've got two that have probably maintained a higher standard throughout in these, and then still knew what they were doing. One was probably my initial sort, maybe pick when they first came through, and then one was kind of sneaky good, and it's just kind of maybe risen up and maybe done a better job of staying towards the center of the ring, and I think this girl needs to be the winner in my mind right now. The young lady with the belly girl is going to be her. Let's give her a nice round of applause. Sneaky good. I mean, she didn't hit me real hard coming in, but she did everything right. Longer than our contemporaries. She's got a good future. This young lady here has the look when she first hits the ring. Eye contact's on point. Skin and hair of the animal's on point. Maybe drifted toward, let that hog drift to the outside of the rails a little bit more than what our other young lady did, but both those two are extremely good. The young man that's third with the white pig, again, you got caught in between me and the pig one time, but you got a chance to rise up. The young lady with the red head down there, I thought she was in my top two until we got right up on top for she kind of didn't know what to do, and she probably made the mistake that she probably won't ever make again. But again, as we get down all the way through, I thought we've got really good quality for the first year kids. I'm very surprised by that. Not surprised, but it's a welcome sight to see. Let's give all these kids, first year kids, a nice round of applause. Congratulations, buddy.
Second was Delaney Allball. Third was Knox Axlon. Fourth, Everin Hebner. Fifth, Autumn Stevens. Sixth, Landon Gorman. Seventh, Destiny Briggs. Eighth, Allison Roderick. Ninth, Wade Wolf. And 10, Colton Wood. Okay, now what we will have is the selection of our first year champion and reserve champion. So I have coming in from our senior champions, Molly Sill. Intermediate first year champion was Landon Greenwood. Our junior first year champion was Aubrey Messinger. And our 8-year-old first year champion was Adeline Weibel. group out here still competing. A nice round of applause. Here we have Molly Sill in the ring, Landon Greenwood. We'll have Aubrey Messenger. And last but not least, we'll have Adeline Weibel. These are all our competitors for overall first-year showman.
Put your hands together for our first year division winners and everything. Again, some of these hogs have been out here a long time, and again, you don't always have to be the best one. You just have to be the best one on a given night or a given time. And again, there's been some really good showmen that probably haven't gotten along as well today because maybe I can remember a class right now. There's a young man that's was disappointed today, probably about the second or third class that we showed tonight. Was one of the best showmen we had. Got beat by a young lady that was really good. And I could sense the frustration on him, and there's just times when it's not your day. And sometimes it's to your own fault, and sometimes it's just because your partner gave up on you. I thought this was going to be a 2-horse race. It's become a 1-horse race. I like the one that's, I told you she was sneaky good. Young lady right here is going to be your champion. Congratulations.
Okay, we need the second place from that class. So we need Delaney Allball. So our champion was Adeline Weibel. Congratulations, Adeline. Okay, while our judge is working on selecting the reserve first-year showman, I need the following individuals to be in the holding pen. I need champion from our senior division, Avery Pollock. Reserve champion, Alyssa Slimmer. Champion from our intermediate division, Colton Nussbaum. Reserve champion, Kenley Nussbaum. Our junior division, I need champion Morgan McGee. And reserve champion, Emmeline Piles. Please make sure you make your way to the holding pens.
I feel for you. I've had kids that have had been caught in the same situation. You're a quality showman. Your animal's not allowing you to get to the top or even the second top tonight. But again, that girl's got a bright future. Second best in my mind today is right here. Let's give this young lady a nice round of applause. Give me your reserve.
Reserve first-year showman goes to Delaney Allball. Let's give all of them a good round of applause again. Great representation of what our future is. All right, next in our program will be our overall champion showman. what that is we take each of the division winners and they'll come out and compete. And then whoever wins that overall champion showman will then go into what we call the master showman class. And the master showman class is the individual that won overall showman last year. So the overall showman will compete against the master or the overall winner from last year. So I need to make sure I have in the holding pens the following. I need champion from our senior division, Avery Pollock. Reserve in that division, Alyssa Slimmer. Champion in our intermediate division, Colton Nussbaum. Reserve in that intermediate division, Kenley Nussbaum. Champion in the junior division, Morgan McGee. Reserve in that division, Emmeline Piles. And then from our first year champion division, we need Adeline Weibel, and in reserve, Delaney Oball. All right, we're going to showcase these as they come out. Coming out from our senior division, our champion, Avery Pollock. Let's give her a nice round of applause. Do your hooping and hollering for them. This is a big thing. Next, we have from our intermediate division, Colton Nussbaum. From our junior division, we have Morgan McGee. And then from our first year division, we have Adeline Weibel. So just for those ringside, we will be having the judge select an overall showman champion, and then we will have an overall reserve showman. And then while the judge is going through and making his selection for overall showman, I want to make sure we give a big round of applause to all of your superintendents in the Swine Barn. We have Danny Wetzel. Raise your hand, Danny. We have Denny Willer. We have Jackie Willer. We have Justin Weibel.
No, what are we doing? There's no more soda popping. Huh? There's no ice.
You know, again, you could bring 10 judges in here and her through to this point right now, but I got really 3 real high quality kids. And again, I don't want to wear the hogs out. They've been out here 3 or 4 times already. Again, it's easy to they make it look easy. And then when you try to take it to another level in terms of trying to know what they need to do, I stood here for a while. I wanted to see chest shot. I wanted to see rear view. I thought 2 of them jumped on that opportunity quicker. Those were our older 2 kids. And then we switched it a little bit here towards the end and made them switch a little bit. I thought one of them handled it a little bit better. Initially, kind of evened out after a while. But then when we made them switch back, and you went back to your original hog, one person grabbed their brush and doctored their hog up afterwards, right here. Champion. Let's give her a nice round of applause. Good job.
Okay, we will be picking a reserve, so continue showing. But congratulations to Avery Pollock on winning champion. So coming in from that division, I need Alyssa Slimmer. Once again, our overall champion show person for the swine area was Avery Pollock. Now we are choosing reserve, and we have Alyssa Slimmer, Colton Nussbaum, Morgan McGee, and Adeline Weibel. Avery will be going up next in competition with Isabella Thompson in our master's class.
Bring our young lady back in. It was reserve in our senior division, and again, she hit me hard. Were you like the first class of the night? Thought so. Down there in that corner pen, I look down there and I see a girl that's got her game face on and ready to roll. She just got beat tonight by a person that probably had an animal that was a little... Her gilt is a first gear gilt. And it's harder to drive one in second and third gear for an extended period of time. And it's a lot of its endurance, and what she to me is a bit slower than what I would prefer at this level, especially. Again, but that's getting real nitpicky. Even in the show tomorrow, if we can get that second gear, that gilt, where you have an ability for that hog to drive in another gear than first, will be a benefit. But again, she does an awesome job. Again, young man's done a killer job all night long. I cannot leave him out of it. He'll be your reserve.
Our reserve overall champion is Colton Nussbaum. Congratulations. All right, we have one more class. Hang with us. We have one more class. We have our Master Showman class. We have Isabella Thompson, She will be going up against Avery Pollock.
One more time and release it. Gotta wait all night. Might lose. One We're going to go see him one more time. There she is. No, that's your support system. It's just a dumb show. We keep it a lot right now. It won't be a lot later. There's more lessons in life and stuff. Yeah. First impression, important. You missed out on it. You went behind your gut. I don't know where you learned that, or how you learned that. You missed out on it. I don't know where you learned that from.
For those ringside, please join us tomorrow as we go into our market class starting at 9 a.m. So tomorrow we will be starting our market class at 9 a.m. Once again, this is our Master Showman competition. We had done away with the Masters class when COVID hit, and we've started it back up. So what it is somebody that won last year, the previous year, that had won the overall showman title. They're coming back in as a master now, and they're competing against the overall winner from this year. And our contestants are Isabella Thompson and Avery Pollock. Let's give them a round of applause.
I don't know if you want me to let him keep driving, but we could let him keep driving, and it's that hog's been out here an awful lot tonight, and she's starting to wear out. And yet, as I mentioned to you in maybe the class that she won, can you count a whip mark on that pig? For many times that she's been out here, that's what she does probably better than a lot of them in terms of she's a lighter with her whip and doesn't mark hogs. This girl here, not seen her tonight, but she's very skilled. She's a little, how do I want to say this? Not as maybe calm when she goes around to the front, she does everything right. She's just a little more jumpy, not to say jumpy, but just the speed at which she does that, you notice it. When I get behind this one and she goes around the front, it's just like everything just blends. When I get around behind this young lady, she goes around, but it's real quick. Like, they both do it the right way. One just, to me, looks a little more natural than the other. Again, that's getting real nitpicky. I wish there was, we just had the one overall. We don't have, this is the last time you're going to hear me on the microphone tonight, right? Some of you, you'll be happy. Some of you, I don't know. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We saw some really good hogs today that'll be fun to sort through tomorrow. And as long as we've got the attitude from the kids that I think we'll have, because there was a very good sportsmanship all the way through tonight. Again, you can do it however you want to do it tonight. Again, I think there's a disadvantage that the one young lady has, but she's actually made it her advantage. You hear the hog, but you don't see the hog acting up. Again, I'm going to keep riding that train. This young lady there is going to be your champion. Congratulations.
Our Master Showman for 2024 is Avery Pollock. Congratulations. Thank you all for joining us for our show today.
Say bye, say your time. President, go.